Hey, it's me, Martijn, and this is the new 𝗏𝗏 Gen 6 smartwatch, which I would love to call my most favorite smartwatch, but it's so difficult to recommend. Let me explain. First of all, I wouldn't say that the Gen 6 from 𝗏𝗏 is an outright terrible watch. It delivers respectable performance thanks to the Snapdragon 4100 Plus chip. It has a sturdy build quality with good buttons and a dial, some of the fastest GPS connect times that I've ever seen, and the AMOLED display is bright and really sharp. Plus, a nice bonus, there is faster charging than the previous generations. 𝗏𝗏 doesn't stray away from the look of traditional watches, and the Gen 6 sticks closely to the same formula. I personally really like the look of the 𝗏𝗏 watches. Even though I do like the design, the comfortability and the bright display, I would love to see two improvements, which is first of all a wireless charging option and secondly a ceramic back. Regarding charging, there are many watches out there now that support wireless charging, which would definitely have a nice addition. Also, the charging base has a permanent USB cable attached and it doesn't feel very durable. If any part of the cable or plug is damaged, the whole charger has to be replaced. It would be better if they just provide you with a base with a Type-C port, because I have enough Type-C cables laying around over here. The second point, in terms of looks, design and comfortability, 𝗏𝗏 does a lot of things good. But ever since I got to experience a ceramic back from the Huawei Watch GT2 Pro, I don't want anything else. It's so smooth on the skin that I really miss it. The real problem is software-wise. A opt-in software upgrade has been postponed for more than a year now. There are nice upgrades compared to the Gen 5, don't get me wrong though, but it's still not on par with other watches out there. The watch launched with Wear OS 2 and the current timeline doesn't have an update to Wear OS 3 coming until mid-2022 at the earliest. Let's set aside the shadow and dubious software updates. For now, the 𝗏𝗏 Gen 6 works fine with Wear OS 2. And aside from a tedious setup process involving a lot of confirmation prompts to turn on features, it seems to be fairly bug-free and reliable. There's also sometimes a small delay immediately after waking up the watch, which is most likely happening because the watch is shutting down the whole CPU to preserve battery and takes therefore a moment to wake up. Speaking about the battery life then, which is on the lower end of the mediocre range, even if you sacrifice almost all of the features. 𝗏𝗏's marketing materials promises 24 hours on extended mode, but this disables most of the features of the watch, limits Bluetooth to a schedule, and shuts off the display and tilt to wake so you can only turn it on with the press of a button. Basically, it becomes a fancy tracker. And besides that, you can track your sport activities, you can also track your sleep. But with a battery that runs out of juice quickly, it's almost impossible to track your sleep and have enough battery left for a full working day ahead of you. Charging it quickly in between somewhere is relatively easy, as it takes only 1 hour to fully charge the watch, which is slower than what 𝗏𝗏 states in their marketing materials, 80% in 30 minutes. With everything taken into mind, it feels to me that 𝗏𝗏 is kind of running out of time to get, for example, up to speed with what's happening in a fast-moving smartwatch environment. Others are, for example, implementing more features, faster hardware and better software updates, all for lower prices. But it also feels that I'm running out of time, as closer to the end of the day I feel some battery life and anxiety. On the other hand, they do feel more like timeless pieces from 𝗏𝗏, and they also offer more style choices that look more like traditional watches. Bottom line, a smartwatch that is around 300 euros that isn't competitive in almost all aspects is a tough sell. Especially with the Galaxy Watch 4 and the Huawei Watch GT series and many others, they're breathing in 𝗏𝗏's neck. And for me, the 𝗏𝗏 Gen 6 is barely at a passing grade, because it does all the basics, but I wouldn't advise you to get one, because again, you shouldn't buy a watch based on a promised future upgrade. That's what I believe in. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, drop them down below because I would love to help you out. Don't forget to subscribe so that we see each other in the next one.